Korean culture to research. South Korea is located in East Asia. Their currency is the South Korean won. Their population is about 51.78 million. And their government is currently a republic and also presidential system. Getting into the culture aspect, South Korea is a collectivist, high context, high power distance, and cooperative culture. The textbook kind of discusses what all those things mean. Another thing that the textbook discusses is uncertainty avoidance. South Korea is one of the most uncertainty avoiding countries in the world. And that kind of dives into the differences between South Korea and their culture and American culture. While South Korea is one of the most uncertainty avoiding countries in the world, America is one of the most uncertainty accepting countries in the world. South Korea really likes to stick to tradition and rules, while America is kind of the opposite. We really try to like stray from a tradition and do things differently. Another thing that's different is South Koreans really value like authority figures and respecting them, which I feel like is also the opposite in America. I feel like we kind of try to treat everybody the same, but I think typically we take everything that an authoritative figure says with a grain of salt. South Koreans give their family name and then their given name, while we usually give our first name and last name, which I think is interesting. South Koreans also value like keeping the peace and not communicating issues, just trying to like be polite, but Americans will usually tell you if they have a problem with you or something else. I think I would experience culture shock from like the amount of silence, because I mean, for them it's kind of like if you have nothing to say then don't say anything, so it's not really awkward silence for them. I think I could adapt to that by just realizing it's not awkward silence, it's just there's nothing to say. A holiday that South Korea celebrates that's interesting is called Hansik. It's eating cold food day. They do this because of an ancient Chinese practice where they go without fire for long periods of time, so they would only eat cold food for that period of time. A non-verbal communication method that they use is bowing. We typically shake hands, but they don't really like to touch strangers, which is reasonable. I think usually in East Asia, lots of their culture is like germophobic, just like being very clean. But yeah, they don't like shaking hands, they do bowing instead. I have met some South Korean exchange students before. I'd say that doing this research has given me a better understanding of them, because I feel like before I thought they were really shy, when in reality, like, they were just being polite and it was just kind of like normal to not talk a lot, especially in public. If I were to visit South Korea, I'd have a better understanding now of like the difference between what I would think is rude versus their norms and values. And that's it.